I'm going to tell you how I end my period almost immediately and how I at least decrease the flow so it's not as heavy as regular. Before I do that, I am telling you right now at the very beginning that I am not an OBGYN. I am not a medical professional in any way, shape, or form. And most importantly, I am not telling you or suggesting that you do any of this. I'm telling you not to do it. All I'm doing is telling you stories of what has worked for me in the past. That's it. Okay? Okay. Let's jump right into it. I'm just going to tell you exactly what it is, and then I'll get into the backstory of how I figured it out and all that good stuff, because I know oftentimes people don't want to wait through a whole story to get to the juicy part. So here it is. For me to stop my period immediately, I would take 2 overnight laxatives. And although I'm not a medical professional, I can say at least that much is safe. Here it is right here on the website. It is perfectly safe to take a laxative during your period. When you're on your period, your stomach is twisting and turning, and the intestines in there are doing twisty-turny things, and that can either make you want to go more, or sometimes because they're doing twisty-turny crazy things and they're cramping and they're hurting, it makes you feel like you can't go. It makes you feel backed up. And usually it's the first one for me. But one time I felt backed up. So I took 2 laxatives because I'm like, dude, I gotta go, and I can't. And after I did what laxatives make you do, laxatives make you go to the bathroom, my period stopped. I'm just like, that was weird, because it shouldn't have stopped. It shouldn't have stopped that soon, because I was like on day 1 or 2. I should have been heavy flowing right now. I'm like, that's weird. But I never tried it again. I just kept that in the back of my mind because I'm like, was it the laxatives that did that? I don't know. I didn't try it again though. And another thing I want to say. This is why I'm telling you not to do this, okay? Because I think this might just be a my body's unique type of thing. Because I feel like if other women have found that out, this would have been a big thing. Like, this would have been a common knowledge thing, but I've never heard anybody else say, hey, laxatives made my period stop. So this could be very unique just to my body. Like, I got a weird body, okay? And another thing is, as tempting as it may sound, ending your period overnight, you can't do this every time you have your period. This is an emergency only thing, and here's why. Bloop. Your body can become used to laxatives. So when the emergency comes, like say you start on your honeymoon night or your vacation night or something where you need to be off your period right now, it's not going to work anymore because you've been taking these laxatives every single month, and now your body's used to it and it's not going to work. So only do it for emergencies. Don't do it at all, actually. Okay? But anyway, how I figured out, it's like that time I told you, that's not how I actually figured it out. That just kind of put the idea in my head. Like, I think it was the laxatives. Here's how I knew it was the laxatives. Okay, I am a model. I'm also an actress. So I often get like modeling shoots that require me to wear lingerie because I'm willing to do lingerie. I look good in it. And I will also get acting gigs that have lingerie scenes in it. So this one time I got this movie gig and it required me to wear lingerie for one of the scenes.
The movie is called They're Coming to Get You. It's not released yet, but you can look at my IMDb page for updates for when it comes out.
And I got sent the schedule and I approved it because I'm like, oh, okay, that weekend I am not going to be on my period. That's perfect. So I said, yep, that date is perfectly fine with me. So I get to the movie set and I got my bags packed. I'm like, yeah, I got all my wardrobe in here. I'm ready to do that scene. And the director's like, oh, no, that scene's not till next weekend. I said, what? No, it's this weekend. And I showed him the schedule. I'm like, see, this weekend. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, I don't really have the setup to do that scene this weekend. So if it's okay with you, it's going to be next weekend. I'm just like, yeah, that's fine. It was not fine because that next weekend, I was going to be on my period, and not only on my period, I was going to be heavy flowing. It was going to be like day 1, 2 for me. So I am freaking out because I personally have a very heavy flow and I'm not going to be comfortable wearing lingerie on my heavy flow, even if you have a brand new tampon in, like I'm not going to be comfortable. Like lingerie is thin, it's barely any, it's lingerie. And I'm like, and if you are part of movies, even if that scene is like 1 minute long, to film it's going to be like hours. So I'm like, I'm not going to be comfortable in lingerie for this long period of time. And I'm like freaking out. I'm like, I got to do something. Like, I got to think of something. And then I remember like a couple years ago when you took those laxatives? Try it again, chick. You got to try it again. So I tried it again. I was off my period. And like I said, I should have been heavy flowing. This is TMI. But when I took the tampon out, there was nothing on it. Like I should have been heavy flowing. I should have been like uneasy feeling, but I was so comfortable because I was off my period. I was completely comfortable. I was not sweating a thing. I was not nervous at all. I was able to just do that scene and just in complete comfortability. It worked for me. Not saying it'll work for you.
It didn't just stop my flow. Bloating, cramping, all the other period symptoms also went away.
Okay, point number 2. I also told you how I was going to tell you how to at least decrease the flow so it's not as heavy as regular. And that is something that I'm also not suggesting you do because I also think it's just something that maybe only I can do. Because I tried to look it up online to give you a term for it, but I looked it up online and oh, wait, I told you I was going to tell you what it was first. Okay, so what it is when you get into the tub, you let water flow inside of there and then you push it out like a water gun. Just squirt it out. And I just flush out the blood and stuff. And I tried to look this up online. I couldn't find it. I don't know if I'm the only one that's able to do this skill. And I know what you're thinking. This is so TMI, but it's not squirting, like sexually squirting, because I read that online too. That's peeing, and it's not coming out of the pee hole. It's coming out of the hole you put your tampon in, okay? TMI, I know, I'm sorry. But I tried to look this up online, and I think I just have a weird body. I don't know. But I looked it up online, and there's women who have experienced it. Like, they'll get in the tub, and they'll say, like, the water gets in there, and then after they get out the tub, like up to 10 minutes after they got the tub, like the water just kind of flows out. I'm not talking about that. I can actually push the water out like that's TMI. But anyways, you're just cleaning out the blood, and what would have took a whole tampon and I think a tampon takes a couple hours to actually soak all the way. I'm cleaning out in like 2 seconds, and I just do that in the tub for about like 5 times. Just let water run in naturally and then push it out. And it's not douching, because douching is you take like something that flushes water in there. I'm not doing that. I'm just letting water just flow in naturally like you would in a tub. And I think it's healthy, because when I read online, it's actually good for you to take baths during your period to relieve cramps and stuff, because the warm water, and it's natural for water to get in there from what I read online. So I'm like, this isn't anything that I don't think is unhealthy, because they're suggesting that you take baths, and they know that water gets in there when you take baths. And it's not douching, because douching, it takes a device to pressure water in there. Water's naturally flowing inside. And also douching has like vinegar and stuff in it. This is just water. And I can't figure out a term for it. It's not squirting, TMI. It's not douching, because no water's being forced in there. I don't know, but it's just cleaning out your, what would have took a whole tampon or something is gone in 5 seconds. And I noticed that after I started doing that, my period is lighter, because I'm doing the work of getting it out of there. And I know your vagina is a self-cleaning oven, and you should just let it do it on its own. But also, you know what else happens? When you get a cold, your body can also fight off the cold, but you still take medicine to help it out a little bit. If you can help your body out, help it out. But I don't know what it's called. And don't do any of this. But yeah, hopefully that helped.